Hi. Today I am here with my February TBR. So I have kind of an ambitious TBR, especially considering February is not even a full-length month. But I have 5 books that I'm going to attempt to read. I basically have 4 books with an if I have time book that my friend really wanted me to add. So I am going on a trip in February, and I am going to have some time to kill in the airport and on the plane, and in the airport and on the plane. And then I'm going to school for one day with my friend, so I'll have time to read then. And then coming home, I'll be in the airport and then on the plane, and then in the airport and then on a plane. So hopefully all of that downtime will allow me to be able to read all of these books, like even my If I Have Time book. But let's get into the ones that I've chosen. So originally, what I wanted to do was basically do a theme month. And I didn't really know what theme I wanted, so I picked 3 different themes, and I had 4 books for each theme, and I had different people tell me which theme I should read, and I got all different answers. And then one person said that I should read 1 book from each theme. And I was like, well, that's a good idea, except that now I don't have a theme. Except that one of my other friends said, before I had picked out my books for each theme, she said, if you don't end up deciding on a theme, your theme can just be books I want to read. Which makes sense. So I did go with that. I picked 1 book from each theme, except I think there's actually 2 books from 2 themes and then 1 book from the 3rd theme. But it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to show you the books. So the first book is Waking Gods by Sylvain Neuvel, which is the sequel to Sleeping Giants. I read Sleeping Giants, I want to say about a year ago. I don't really remember now, though. It might have been 2 years ago. I don't even remember, but it was a while ago, and I really enjoyed it. And it's a sci-fi book, I guess. It takes place on Earth, but there's this big, huge, giant robot that is disassembled and is buried all around the world. And it's about the people who are digging up the different pieces and building the robot and figuring out what it does and why it's here and everything. And the first book had this huge major cliffhanger ending, so I've been really intrigued to read the second one for a long time. I just, for some reason, always take a long time to continue a series. Almost every single time. I just want to read something different, I guess, but I'm really excited to get to this one. The next book here is Switchback by Danica Stone, which is just about a gym class in high school that goes hiking, and 2 students end up getting lost, and it's about them lost in the Canadian mountain wilderness, which sounds great. The 3rd book I have on this list is All of Our Wrong Todays by Elon Mastai, which is basically, it takes place in an alternate timeline to ours. So it's 2017 or whenever this book was written. But it's not the same present day that we have. It's a different present day where time travel is possible. And this one, he grabbed my sweater so he could pull my hand down and lick it. I wish you could see. Gherkin, stop it. You're so slobbery. Gross. This guy goes back in time and changes some stuff that I guess he shouldn't have, because then when he goes back to his present day, he ends up in our timeline, which is not right. It is wrong. He's like, oh no, I royally messed up. This is not good. What have I done? I have ruined everybody's lives. And so it's about him trying to fix it, to get back to his regular timeline. So that sounds great. The next book here is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware, which I've heard a lot about recently, and I picked it up with a gift card after Christmas, and it's about a girl who is like a nanny for a family, but the kids die or something, and this takes place afterwards, where they're trying to figure out what happened, and she's blamed for their death, but she didn't do it. And it starts off with her writing a letter about how she didn't do it. I don't know. It sounds good. So this one. And then my If I Have Time book is The Girl Who Could Move Shit With Her Mind by Jackson Ford, which just sounds fun. So this is the book that my friend Amber told me to add. So I was like, okay. It will be the last book on the list, though. So if I don't get to it, I'm not going to feel bad about it. So this is about someone who can move shit with her mind, and I guess the government is after her or something, and so she's running away and moving shit with her mind. So that sounds like fun. So these are the 5 books that I'm going to attempt to read in the short month. Let's see how this goes.